Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Your girl Kenny here again. And we're back with another skincare video. And today we're going to be talking about armpits. Yeah, armpits. We all have them, nothing to be embarrassed about. Specifically, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I actually managed to transform my armpits from this. Yep, my armpits actually did look like that a few months ago. The ghetto. And guys, this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with the way your armpit looks at the moment. It's okay to have some pigmentation in our armpits, because especially if you're of a darker skin tone, like if you're black, if you're, you know, Asian, any sort of darker skin tone, we are bound to have darker bits of skin in certain areas, and that's perfectly fine. But my armpits were looking extremely finished, extremely uneven in comparison to the rest of my arm, and it was just not making any sense. I absolutely had to do something about it, and I'm going to walk you through how I managed to get my armpit to such a terrible state, what I've done to get it back to normal, and also what I'm doing moving forward to actually prevent that from happening again. Because honestly, I was so self-conscious about wearing anything like this. I actually think the main thing that caused my armpit to get so dark in comparison to the rest of my arms was the deodorant I was using. I was using a very cheap deodorant. I'm going to be shady and show you guys the deodorant that actually caused my armpit to get to that state. And then also I was shaving the wrong way. So when I would shave downwards, which is basically the opposite direction of like my hair growth, and that was causing some really bad friction, and then that was causing me to have ingrown hairs. Another thing that caused me to have ingrown hairs was not really exfoliating regularly. So because I wasn't exfoliating my armpits, there would be like a buildup of dead skin cells that would basically block the hair follicles from growing out and then just grow it inside the pores. So it was just a really bad cycle of me just not really paying attention to what I was doing to my armpit. This deodorant is the culprit. So this is just like a cheap deodorant I got from a random store called Aldi here in the UK, and I just kind of picked it up. I didn't really care. I just thought deodorant is a deodorant, it does the job. But no guys, there's levels to this. I don't know what's in this deodorant, but whatever was in it was not really doing my armpit any form of good. The moment I stopped using this, I actually did notice that my armpits kind of started to kind of go back to its normal color. This Sure deodorant is the one I'm currently using. I do want to switch over to a natural deodorant. So if you guys know of any natural deodorants that like any good alternatives, please let me know in the comments. So let me walk you guys through the steps and the routine that are helping me out with my armpits and just helping them to look, you know, respectable. The first step, like I said, is get rid of your cheap deodorant and maybe try a new deodorant, because I think a deodorant can actually cause darkening of the armpit. And the next thing I do now is I exfoliate regularly. This is the exfoliant that I use. It is the First Aid Beauty Bump Eraser Body Scrub. Since I started using this, what is an ingrown hair? I don't know hair, can't relate, don't really get ingrown hairs anymore. It's got 10% AHA, which as we know is alpha hydroxy acid, and that basically works by getting rid of a layer of dead skin on the top surface of our skin, and that could be on our face, on our body, in our armpits, you know, in other areas. This actually works quite well in the bikini area as well, if you do struggle with ingrown hairs in that area. And this is good for people who have, like, you know, strawberry legs. Yeah, this is just an all-round good product. I've been using this since last year, and now we're in March 2021, and it's just under halfway, so this has lasted me forever. Use it every couple of days, obviously not to be used on the face, and this has just kept my armpit looking smooth. I love it. And then another thing that's helped me, because obviously my armpit got really dark, and when I had ingrown hairs they would leave behind some scars, so my armpit was just looking all sorts of, you know, messy. I incorporated a lightening soap. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Kojic acid soap. So on here it says skin lightening, but what it does is, so Kojic acid, if you watch any of my videos about hyperpigmentation, Kojic acid is a tyrosinase inhibitor, and it works by stopping or slowing down the production of excessive melanin. So this really helped me to lighten my armpit. And how I would use this, I would cut it into half, let it lather. Once it lathers, I'll rub it into my armpit, leave it for a couple of minutes before I go into the shower. If it starts to stink, wash it off, because this can be quite sensitizing. But I use it for about 3 minutes to 5 minutes. I can increase that as time goes along, because my skin kind of gets used to it. If you're starting out using this, I would only leave it on there for like a couple of minutes. If you have super sensitive skin, I actually would not recommend this. So this has helped me to just kind of like lighten and brighten my armpits. Another thing that I use, guys, is tretinoin. So oh, okay, almost dropped it. So I use the tretinoin gel 0.1% once to twice a week. This is actually prescription strength medication, so to get your hands on it you might actually need a prescription because there's quite a lot of nuances that comes with using it. This has really helped me in just resurfacing. So when I first started using tretinoin in my armpit, I actually noticed some peeling because it was literally peeling off like the dead skin and like the excessive like melanin, and my armpit is just a lot smoother. It's taken away some of the hyperpigmentation. I actually got this for my face, but I used it in my armpit and it does a great job, guys. I've dropped it again. I give up. At the end of the day, summer's around the corner. I'm going to be wearing tops like this. I'm going to be wearing dresses, you know, hopefully go on holidays. And to be fair, like, I need to be able to do like this and not feel ashamed, you know. And the final thing, and I've already mentioned this, is how I prevent ingrown hairs, because inevitably your ingrown hairs will turn into dark spots and then you just have to start dealing with that again. But I think the best thing is to prevent those ingrown hairs from forming, and the key for that, like I said, is exfoliation and shaving in the direction of hair growth. So before I would shave like this, but now I shave upwards. To my routine at the moment keeps my armpit looking how I would like it to look. It's not perfect, it's not like perfectly even photoshopped, but to be honest, I am happy with this. And also with ingrown hairs, something that I've noticed is that, like, even if I don't exfoliate, just the fact that I'm showering in the morning and showering in the evening and really giving my armpit a good scrub, like I actually use like a, you know, those exfoliating gloves, I use that in the shower anyway, and I just give my armpit like a good once over twice a day. That really helps me to prevent ingrown hairs, because the whole idea is to get rid of, you know, dead skin cells, sweat, all of that kind of stuff, because that is what causes ingrown hairs. If you don't want to go for the bump eraser, maybe try showering twice a day and using like a good exfoliating glove and just really going over it. The next video I'm going to be filming like this is going to be on body hyperpigmentation, because that is something that your girl has been battling with. So stick around for a video on how I've been able to successfully treat dark marks and hyperpigmentation on my body. That's it, guys. If you like this video, please let me know so I can film more videos like this. If you found it helpful, it really helps me to know what you guys actually like, because sometimes when you're creating content it can be a little bit confusing to figure out what your audience actually likes. So please do engage with me and let me know. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and subscribe, guys. See ya.